I quit my job and there may be a massive domino effect. For only the second time in my 30 years on this planet, I have quit my job. I have worked for this company for over 10 years and for the last 2 I was managing the busiest and employer's flagship ski bike rental store along with one other slightly smaller location in the resort town where I reside. I oversaw upwards of 27 staff. I don't really feel like getting into a big long backstory as there was just so much build-up to get to this point. Micromanagement, mental health issues being blatantly ignored, illegitimate disciplinary write-ups, daily power trips and the list goes on. The nail in the coffin for me was having what I perceived and so did every other store manager I asked as a completely reasonable vacation request denied. Then promptly being berated on 2 separate occasions by my direct superior for having the audacity to ask for the time off. I had to cancel my last planned vacation in March due to a flu putting out half of my staff and there not being enough people to properly operate my stores without myself being present. After reminding my manager of this, I was told I could take time off in October. In the very next sentence he informed me he was taking the next couple weeks off, his 3rd multi-week vacation since December. As a result I put in my 2 weeks and today was the last day. From what I have heard, the current plan going forward is to have my assistant manager take over my duties with the new designation of acting manager, but without the pay rise that comes with it. He has been arguing his case for said pay bump and confided in myself and my team's supervisors that he was likely to quit as well if this ended up being the course of action. My supervisors followed suit and said if the 2 of us were gone they were not sticking around to deal with the fallout. We'll see what ends up happening. I feel like my ASM has got some leverage to use here, but it all could have been avoided had my vacation request simply been approved. Please keep us updated. It's beautiful when bad things happen to bad employers. Wow. Good luck for your future. Hopefully you get treated better in future. You 1,000,000% deserve time off. What is this thing with no being allowed to go on vacation or count the amount of flowers in your garden for no reason at all? You need the time off for your own sake and it is mandatory to give the PTO. Why risking the loss of a good manager? Don't they know there is a labor shortage? Insane. Your ASM is expected to step up. Without a pay, just an ad hoc raise, see how things go. I am amazed so many give notice. Last couple of places, I just collected my things, and left. When it's time, it's time. I love it. My wife left a toxic nightmare job full of MAGA types. So far they have lost about 3 mil and the 3 people doing her job are failing to achieve half of her output. I never understand this. I have managed teams of people for many years and I have never once denied someone's vacation. I put out a vacation calendar and people self-police to make sure we are covered. I always make sure I choose my time last. I even had an engineer approach me once wanting to take a full month off to visit his new wifey family in another country and we made it work. This is in a large manufacturing environment. People's time off is as much owed to them as their salary. If you want a high-performing team, you never mess with people's pay or vacation. Make sure to tell your replacement your wage and what the actual competitive wage for the role would be, assuming it's less stagnated. Give them some negotiation power when corporate tries inevitably to short-change them. Please come back and update this post in a few months, especially if there is a huge fallout. Best of luck to you going forward. Great job sticking up for yourself. I want to watch this particular world burn. Keep us posted. Being berated for the audacity to ask off. I have a whole unwashed ass for your old boss to eat. Glad you've moved on to greener pastures. Upper management often can't see the forest for the trees. Typical. Sorry you had to deal with this crap. It's shitty that they treated you like this and I'm glad you were able to extricate yourself and find something else. Good luck to you. This sounds shockingly similar to what happened at my last retail job. We lost a really awesome store manager because the job's demands were wearing him down, and within a year every employee aside from the ASM has left for As far as I can tell after touching base with former co-workers, much better jobs. The SM also has something good going for him now. No idea how fucked up the story's now since I haven't gone back there yet. Should have left long time ago. Management don't care about us, why should we care about them? Yeah, this is definitely one of those situations of your boss's ego trumps logic. Their flagship store is about to have an entire management breakdown over vacation and a raise promotion. Gonna be ashamed to have to cancel that vacation there, boss. This is amazing. Good for you. I hope you enjoy your vacation whenever and wherever that may be. I'm also subscribing to this because I think we'd all love some updates. Thank you for sharing. I love these stories not just for the justice porn but because they inspire people to see their situation clearly and take action. It's hard to stand up for yourself when you feel you're alone. Please keep us updated. I love reading about terrible things happening to shitty employers. I quit a job I had for 27 years. Fear kept me there, to be truthful. Now a little over 10 years later, I make more than double and I am going to retire sooner than I ever thought possible. Good luck to you for the courage to see yourself in a different place and worth a lot more than your former employer's attitude towards you. I had a boss who would just take off on vacation and not tell anyone. Or, he would tell one person the day before he left for 2-3 weeks. The hypocrisy and privilege is infuriating. As someone that's managed food service for more than a decade, I can assure anyone that's wondering that this is how to lose employees. People need breaks, or they will break. Me personally, I can just keep on working all day and night, but I'll never hold an employee to that standard. People can't generally work all the time, nor should they be expected to. Give employees breaks, vacations, and some human respect, and they'll work hard for you. Treat them like shit, and they'll give you the shit work that you deserve. You're smart for this. I did this after they let go of about 5 people who they couldn't afford to salary anymore. And lo and behold, 3 months later, the entire corporate office was furloughed. So I left at the perfect time. Sounds like you did too. Always tell all the employees your salary and benefits before leaving. I'm sure the boss is underpaying all of them. I read up to just 4 lines total, and was like, wow, this sounds like me, as I too have had just a few jobs post-military and have only quit one. Interestingly, I too work in the ski and bike industry. But I'm the big city SF. Would love to talk to you and compare notes and ask questions if you're open. The domino effect happened at a place I left. It was a very small firm who should have realized how important the staff was. Place was closed before my 1-year anniversary of quitting, and former partners of the firm had to work for other people, which I know destroyed them. I still smile about it. People saying no one wants to work anymore really don't understand how taken advantage of people are nowadays. It's not no one wants to work, it's just no one wants to do 3 jobs and be paid a fraction of what a person should get to do one of them. I'm glad you have another job lined up. It would be so sad for the company if the ASM left too. Good on you for stepping away from the disrespect and stress. However, why did you give 2 weeks notice? I understand that you probably did it for the co-workers and the transition. However, I'm less inclined to be helpful to bosses who are completely horrible people. Enjoy your time off knowing you did right by yourself and owe this mofo nothing. Just joined a company and in my first 3 weeks with them I've noticed that anyone who take time off gets slammed behind closed doors. Our area manager was pissed that a manager took 4 weeks off cause it costs the business too much money to pay her leave and then pay the extra hours to cover her absence. It's as if her using her leave she is entitled to is somehow a problem and not something she is entitled to. Needless to say, I'm not planning on staying with this company for long. I also just quit my job yesterday, but I was only there a year. Cheers brother, party popper. Which resort town? I live in a big one and you got me curious. Stupid bosses always faffo,